там не получается, а? Как это понимать? Посмотри, пожалуйста, я где-то есть. Это жесть какая-то. Как такое может быть?
Да. Так ты эту трансляцию? Ждем пользователя. Нет, не началось вообще ничего. По-моему.
А новая появилась, да?
Сейчас посмотрим. Нет, вроде бы. Да,
Ну, говорит же,
новая появилась.
новая есть, а старую вот... А что 3 человека?
Уже кто-то...
Oh my god, I can't... Задержка. I can't understand how to... Settings.
Я не стучал.
Чего?
Не достучалась, не открываю.
Нет, не открывает, окей. Choose your live stream settings. Enable DVR. It's so bad. It's really bad. Live chat. Enable live chat.
Если попробовать это завершить, потом... Смотри, здесь есть вебкам, а есть стример.
Webcam.
Это то, что мы...
It will start new.
Вот это вот.
Stream beta. You stream.
New stream.
Ой. Manage. Okay.
Может, setting.
Only 2 years we're waiting. Probably you and Eugene. Okay. Stream setup.
Может, новый лучше видео уже.
Hello, where is Chapati? Hi, friend. There is a problem. I can't launch the stream, which was already announced. So I could launch the new one, but in all Instagram or Facebook, I already gave a link. So that link is not working now, and gosh, Chapati is very close to me, but I'm really nervous. I need to start that stream. Eugene wrote, "Hey, what's up? I don't understand your message. Everything is really bad. Like, I see absolutely no ways to start the stream."
Может, реально новый. Просто заверши это, подпиши его нормально.
Why? Okay, so I found a few articles on how to make it, but it looks like I need to download special programs, and it can take ages. God. What is going on? Eugene, quit this and take your time. What do you mean, take my time? I announced a stream to many people. I can't quit it. I can't quit it. It's already. This is what happens when you make it very rarely. Should делать.
Вообще без понятия. Женя, занят, да? Купе.
А что он сделает без компа? На самом-то деле. Ну, ребят.
Та трансляция уже пропала. Они.
Use my hello. Окей. Смотри, здесь что-то. I don't need your tour. Go live. Do you manage to stay on YouTube? One is not connected to stage 10. Connect. Okay. This program plugin, which they told that I should use, it's not free.
Нужно попробовать с телефона.
Запустить. Oh, on live on Facebook or Instagram of this. If this is a problem, hi Christina, I think the stream works, doesn't it? Freya, this stream works, but the link which I gave first, doesn't work. But like, if you're here, maybe it's not a problem. Maybe just go with this, and that's all. Just one more small check. What happens if I try to make it from phone? They will probably not allow me to make it now because I'm already live. That's why I can't make the second live.
No. No.
Okay. Waiter, could you please bring me a drink? I think I will start. Okay, is anybody here? Just what I need to do. The last thing which I need to do is go into my channel. I'm clicking the link. And I'm going to copy this link to Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, you are here. Okay, guys, I'm really sorry. I'm so nervous because everything is not going like I wanted it to be. Just give me a few more moments. I'm going to correct links. I'm going to correct links. And it. I can't correct. Sometimes there are days when everything goes really bad. Today is such a day. So here is new link. I'm putting it to Instagram. Okay, while I'm making all this stuff, you can already start to write your questions if you have, because I'm not going to make a lecture. It's nearly impossible to cover everything about traveling with pets. So, like, the best thing if I just answer your questions. Okay, I corrected the link. Let me check if it works. Yes, it looks like it's working. And what else do I need? I can make a small story. I can make a story. So, do you have any questions? Hey guys, sorry, old link for our live chat isn't working. Please swipe to for a new link. God, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm really nervous. Hey guys, sorry, old link for link. Paste. Done. Hey guys, sorry, old link for our live chat isn't working. This will be the worst story in my life. And in life of Chapati's account. Okay. We have few questions. I told you that I'm going to show you Chapati. She's not in this room now. She's not in this room. Okay, let's start. Chappy! Chap! Chapati! Come on! Чап, подойди ко мне. Малышка, Чапати, иди сюда. Чапатька, Чапатька. Give her some time too, please. Okay, maybe if I start answering your questions, this will help me to calm down a bit. So Freya asked me, did Chapati ever have to go to quarantine when you arrived at the airport, especially in Southeast Asia? Freya, Chapati, guys, I'm sorry. If you allow me, I will smoke because I'm really in a very bad condition because of all this stress. Chapati never been to a quarantine because we never went to the countries which have quarantine. So it was our choice. One time when we were traveling in Asia, I planned. We planned to go to Malaysia, but then we started to check everything, and it came out that in Malaysia there is an obligatory quarantine for 7 days. So, like, when we knew that, we just realized that we're not going there, because, like, if I had to move to the other country for the whole life, okay, maybe it's worse the situation, and you don't have any other choice, so you can take this. You can take this choice to give your dog for quarantine. But when you're just traveling, like, why should I make this just to see the country? But I'm going to give my dog to the people which I don't know, to the place which I don't know. I'm not sure if that is safe even. So that's why we never had quarantines. We wanted to go to Iceland with Eugene, my husband, but then we knew that there is also an obligatory quarantine for, not sure, maybe 14 days. So we realized, okay, so maybe someday we'll go to Iceland together, me and the two of us, me and Eugene, but we're not going there with Chapati. That sorry guys, I'm really nervous. How difficult are flight travels with Chapati? Flight travels are also very difficult because Chapati is not a small dog. Some airlines have an opportunity to take your dog in cabin, but only small dogs. Like the dog with the crate should weigh no more than 8 kilograms. Chapati herself weighs 18 kilograms. So the only thing we can do is give her to a baggage department, and I also don't want to do this. So some time ago, there was a program called Emotional Support Dog, and few airlines would allow even big dogs in the cabin if you have a special medical report, like a document which states that you need help of your dog. But now they quit making that. So unfortunately, at the moment, it's impossible to fly with Chapati in cabin. So now we travel only by car or trains and stuff like that. Just because I love her too much. I'm really nervous about her, like a crazy mama, you know. And I don't know how could I ever give chapati to a baggage department. Like I will probably die thinking of how she's there. Yeah, hello from New Delhi. Hi. So this is actually the reason why we can't go to India at the moment. We would make it so many times. Uh, I mean, gosh, now I'm forgetting words and stuff like that. Christina, you might want to try Instagram live stream. It's very easy. Yeah, probably. Come to Moldova. I couldn't even imagine that there will be such a problem because we already made a stream which was planned beforehand. Yeah, like when you give the link a few days before. We already made that stream only 2 months ago, but it looks like YouTube has changed everything. So now you need to launch programs, plugins, or something like that, which look like they're not free. So yeah, I was talking about India. That if there was no problem of the flight, we would come to India. But at the moment, like I absolutely don't understand how can we make that. Coming to India by car from Ukraine, it looks a bit crazy. Amrapali writes, yes, I totally understand. I too have an Indian pariah named Chutki. We always want to travel with Chutki, but I'm scared of putting her in the baggage department in flights. Yes, the same with me. The same with me. Okay, guys, it's time for me to calm down. Christina, relax. Christina, relax. We already started the stream. It's really good that all friends hear you and see you. So no reasons to worry. Let's start. And of course, if you have any questions, write them because questions is the main point here in today's chat. So traveling with pets. Why it's impossible to make a lecture? It's impossible to make a lecture about this because it will take hours and hours and hours and hours to explain all the aspects. Like even one of the aspects of traveling with pets, this is documentation and all paperwork. Yeah. Every country, each country has its own rules of importing dogs. Each country has its own rules of exporting dogs. So, in example, if you travel with your dog to Greece, or if you travel with your dog to Morocco, let's say, you will need absolutely different documents. On the other hand, the country from which you are going to travel also has its own rules. So, like traveling to Greece from Ukraine and traveling to Greece from India, these are quite different situations. You will require different documents. So, like to explain all all this stuff, all these cases, you need to multiply the number of countries by 2, because one country gives you requirements for entering, the other country gives you requirements for going out from there. This is why it's kind of a hard question, yeah. Traveling by different transportation is also really, really different. So, like, to talk about everything, you need really much time. I will try to read your
Мгм.
tell a bit about obligatory documents and requirements. Yes, I will tell. Did you protect Chapati with a collar or something against mosquito bites or parasites like fleas when you were in Asia? We protect Chapati from fleas and parasites not only in Asia. We make it regularly. Like once a month, we give her a special pill which prevents ticks, fleas, tapeworm, internal parasites, because like it's not only a problem in Asia, so you have to make it always. Okay, so far you don't have questions, so I'm going to tell some general points on traveling with pets. One very important thing about traveling with pets is that it requires time for preparation. In some cases, like if you already have a good passport, all the vaccines and everything, in these cases, maybe like you will need only a few days to prepare all needed papers. In other cases, it may take, I'd say, even half a year to get prepared. So this is why very often people, when they don't know this, they have problems, because like, they thought that they can go to Germany, for example, in 1 week. But but the reality is that you need to prepare so many documents that it's always impossible. I don't have enough words, you know. When you speak in English very rarely, your vocabulary is not that good. Not that good. I'm really shy now because of this. So about time for preparation. Sometimes it may take up to 6 months. An example, in the countries which require a blood titer test, they are always really hard to make everything. Probably I would say one of the worst case scenarios for me, it's like if you have to travel from, let's say, India to European Union. The problem is that blood titer test is absolutely obligatory. You can never enter European Union without this blood titer test. If you're from India or Ukraine or other countries which are called like which have a high oh god, why I can't remember such easy words. I know why, because I'm really nervous today. uh, Countries which are considered rabies, with high chances of rabies, I mean. Country rabies. But you know, guys, now I know that this word is called rabies. I just can't remember the name of the class of countries. Because you know, like it looks for me that maybe the best way now is to stop this stream and start it in maybe tomorrow or in a few hours, because like something is really bad with me today. Like I can't remember rabies free. No, not rabies free. I mean the opposite of rabies free countries. Should I stop this video and make it once again when I'm in better mood? Of course, I will answer all your questions first. So, I was telling you that going from India to European Union with your dog may take probably even up to half a year of preparation. The problem is that you need to make a blood titer test in an approved laboratory, but there are no such laboratories in India. So you have to take blood sample and mail it to the other country. First, it's going to be really expensive. The second problem is like all this shipment is also taking time. Second moment is that only after blood sample is already in laboratory, after that moment, 3 months should pass before you can enter the country, like 3 months. And before you can make this test, you already have to have a microchip. After making a microchip, rabies vaccine. After rabies vaccine, there should go 1 month before you can make this blood titer test. No, thank you, Freya, but it's not fun. Like I feel myself like I'm stupid now because I can't remember words. I'm nervous. I'm very. How it's called? How it's called? Like when you are talking about this and then about that. I don't want to miss. Did you protect? Yes. When you enter a country by train, car, or ship, do they really check all the documents? It depends on the country. In example, in Ukraine, they're usually not checking these documents, especially if you travel by car, like if you're entering Ukraine, yeah? Especially from the countries like Poland, because Ukraine is a problem for Poland with high risk of rabies, but Poland is not a problem for Ukraine. So in Ukraine, they can not really check these documents. When we had our travels in Asia, from Thailand to Myanmar, we went through land border. They didn't check even a thing. We spent so much time to prepare everything, but In fact, they didn't check it. I would say that there is definitely a tendency that in airports they will check it more. They will check it more. Yeah. For land borders, it can be a bit easier, but they will always check documents if you go from countries which have rabies to countries which don't have rabies, something like that. Okay, my friend asks a question. Which country you've been is the most friendly to dogs in terms of crossing the border? Crossing the border. Crossing the border. Which country was the easiest? I think it from those countries which we were traveling to, probably it was Nepal. The first thing is they actually didn't check those documents. But even the preparation, I think the only thing which they need is your dog to have a rabies vaccine, and then should 21, I think they should pass after the last rabies vaccine. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the only rule which they have. But of course, everything should be recorded in passport, and you also need to take a document from India to export. But it's about India. It's not about Nepal. You just need some more practice. So, of course, Eugene, I need some more practice. That was the reason why I decided to make this stream, because I wanted to start getting. But Eugene, you know me. You know me. If something went wrong, I really have panics. And now it's this kind of situation. Guys, what else should I tell you? Like, now I understand that I can't even tell about general part. Probably it's easier for me to answer your questions. But still, while I'm waiting, I can try to tell you about what kind of documentation might be needed for traveling. And which countries you've been to are the dog friendliest in terms of access to accommodation, restaurants, and shops? My answer is it's really easy to answer this question, because definitely from 17 countries where we have been, it's Italy and Germany. But maybe Italy a bit more. So it looks like, nearly half of accommodation on Airbnb and nearly half of the hotels will allow dogs. So it's a paradise, The same with restaurants. I don't remember even one. Probably, maybe Eugene remembers. But I can't remember even one restaurant which didn't allow us inside. Even some malls allow dogs inside. Many shops allow dogs inside. The only problem of European countries, usually they're a bit more dog friendly than Asian countries, but In European countries, usually it's not allowed to go to public beaches with your dog. So you either have to find not a popular beach, or you have to go to this country not in the summertime, because this rule is only for summertime. This was the only problems in Germany and Italy. And in Southeast Asia, which country is the friendliest? The friendliest. You know, this is a bit a harder question for me, because when we traveled in Asia, there was time when Chapati was really tiny, and it's hard to compare, because India was quite dog friendly, I would say, but I understand that it was because Chapati was really a small dog, which could be carried in a box, which could be sitting in a bag. If she was a big girl, it could be a bit bigger problem. Maybe it was not that bad in the Philippines. I remember, yes, it's probably Nepal. It was really easy in Nepal. We could easily use buses, but again, she was quite small. Maybe with a big dog, they wouldn't be so dog friendly. You know, it's easier for me to answer about the most dog unfriendly countries among those which we've been to. Like in India, it was very hard to in Mumbai, really hard, because in those times it was maybe only around 5 hotels which are dog friendly. That's all for the whole city. Many of restaurants didn't allow us inside. Like we could just only walk on the streets, and that was all our sightseeing. In Delhi, it was also not that easy, but it was absolutely easy in Goa, in Kerala, let's say. Like when the cities which are by the sea, they always seem more dog friendly for me. And it was really hard in Thailand. In Bangkok, absolutely dog unfriendly city. At least 2 years ago, it was. So while you don't have any questions, I'll tell you about general documents and general requirements. So the first thing, like it's general. It doesn't mean that every country requires them. Just for general information, what types of documents you might need for traveling with your pet. And I will name them chronologically. Like the first thing is passport, pet passport. You buy a pet passport, and this is probably the same which every country will require. After making pet passport, after making first vaccines to your dog, From distemper, DHPP, this complex, you can make a microchip. Not all countries require microchip, but many of them do. And it's you put it once in a life. It's not really expensive. So, like, if you plan to travel with your pet someday, it's better to make it beforehand. Yeah. After microchip is implanted, you make a rabies vaccine. It's really for some countries, it's really important that microchip should be put at least few days before the last rabies vaccine. So then rabies vaccine. Sometimes some countries just first thing, I think that I've checked all the countries of the world, and I didn't find even one which wouldn't require a rabies vaccine. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So this is probably an absolute rule to have this rabies vaccine. Some countries may have special requirements for this vaccine. Like in European Union, they have the list of accredited brands, manufacturers of vaccines. And like if you made a vaccine which isn't on that list, you can have some problems. The second thing is that there are two types of vaccines from rabies. One works for 1 year, and the other type works for 3 years. Not all countries allow those vaccines which work for 3 years. So it's better to use one year. What's next? The next thing is blood titer test. The hardest part about traveling with pets, the thing which takes a lot of time, at least 3 months, at least. I'm reading your questions and smiling, but I'll end this topic. Okay, so blood titer test, at least 3 months. It takes, the problem is that there are only around 40 with something laboratories, approved laboratories in the whole world. We are super lucky that we have such a laboratory in Ukraine. This is like really good. In India, it's a problem. A few days ago, I helped one girl to understand what do they need to travel from India to God. What is it? To Belgium? Sorry, to Belgium. And I understand that they need this blood titer test. What can they do? I started to think of the options. Could you imagine, in Ukraine, this test costs around $100. But when we were in Thailand, I contacted a few clinics and asked, can they help to make this titer test? Like, they take blood sample, then they mail it to a laboratory, like somewhere to the nearest one. They counted me $1,000, like $100, $1,000 plus a lot of time. So now we're thinking how to what to do in this situation. Luckily, there is a laboratory in Belgium, and probably her boyfriend will arrange how to. I'm not sure if he's her boyfriend. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe she will mail this blood sample to him, and he will bring it to the laboratory. I'm still not sure whether it works out. Okay, so blood titer test is the thing which you should be afraid of mostly. Sometimes it's like it may be easier for you, and let's say even cheaper to come from India to Ukraine, to live in Ukraine for 3 months in order to make this test, and then to go to Europe. Of course, it sounds crazy, but yes, guys, like if traveling with pets was so easy, everybody would travel with pets, you know. So blood titer test, yeah, is the thing which you should be afraid of mostly. Luckily, not all countries require it. There are many countries which don't ask for rabies titer test. By the way, Ukraine officially it's stated that requires a blood titer test. But I had a conversation with the main veterinarian of Zhuliany Airport in Kiev, and he told that in fact they're absolutely okay if you don't have it. So not all countries require it. Plus, sometimes there can be countries which can say, oh, okay, guys, actually we have rabies in our country, so it's not a problem if you don't have this test. Probably these are the biggest problems of travelings. The only thing left about documents is some countries require import permit, so you should beforehand contact government and give all your information, everything, and they will give you a document that they allow you to enter this country. And some countries may require an export permit. In India, I think maybe something has changed, but 2.5 years ago, around 6 places in the whole India where you can get this export permit. But still, like, I think it's the same which you can make in a week probably. What else? You might also need some special document from a veterinary to go by air for plane. Sometimes it's required. One more thing. Sometimes they might also require that your dog would be how it's called, like the prevention from fleas, ticks, and internal parasites. Sometimes they may require a stamp from a doctor in the pet passport, and like when you travel from Ukraine to European Union, they ask it to be only like 2 days before entering. Like if you made it one month ago or even a week ago, it's bad. You need to have like fresh stamp of the doctor. So I think that about documents, that's probably all. Yeah. I will first answer your question and then think of what to say next. How do you think Chapati feels about traveling? We're the luckiest people in the world. Chapati is definitely a perfect traveler. She has absolutely no problems with that. She's okay in the car. She's okay in almost all kinds of transportation. Probably the only thing which she didn't like was traveling on a motorbike. Like it was in Thailand. It's really popular there to use them. She didn't like maybe that the air was going to her ears or eyes. But all the rest is absolutely okay for her. I think that the most important thing for her is to be with her close people. Yeah. So when she's with us, we come to a new place. Like today, you're coming to a new hotel. She comes in. She sees that you're here with her. Okay, it's my home, and she's going to a bed, example. She's very active, so it's not a problem for her to spend the whole day on sightseeing. So, so we're lucky with that. She's the one who feels herself good in many different situations, like very adaptive girl. Chapati, Chappy. She still needs to say hi to you, yeah? Chapat! Chapati! Come on, say hi. Okay, we have only 3 people left. Who is... Please, tell me if you're... Who is here? Maybe somebody thought that... God, Christina, you... Chia! She doesn't want to come here. Maybe some of you guys thought that I'm really not a good lecturer today, and that's why you quit the stream. Maybe you were even right with that. Because today I'm absolutely not in the mood. Absolutely. Felix, could you please be the waiter? Is somebody here? Any more questions? Это самый большой провал в моей жизни, по-моему, я бы сказала. Приблизительно. Thank you. Самый большой провал в моей жизни, если вы понимаете, о чем я. Ну ничего, это нормально. Окей. Okay. Any more questions? I don't think that there is sense to tell anything else because it looks like I'm here only with Eugene, with Felix, and probably that's all. Yeah. No more questions. Okay, guys. Okay, I think actually I planned everything to end in an hour. So next time, if there will be a next time, if there will be a next time, I will try to understand everything with live streaming on YouTube a bit earlier before the stream should already start. and everything will be better. Not like today. Yep. Thank you. And sorry. Really sorry. Pray is still here. Did you ever talk to people who brought their animals as air fright? Air fright? How did it work for them? Freya, sorry, just a moment. I'm not sure about the word fright. What does it mean? I'll check it. I will check it. I'm telling that today is the worst day in my life because like gruesome. Yeah. Like you mean in cargo, yeah? Not in the cabin, but in the cargo. Yeah, I know many situations when people used to put their animals in the baggage department. Baggage. Usually everything is okay. There are some very scary stories in internet about animals who die during this kind of flight. But it looks like this could be the dogs who had problems with health, and there could be no difference whether they travel in a baggage department or in the cabin. At least airlines would say like that. I'm sure that in today's world, all airlines really think about their reputation. I'm sure that they do the best for your animal to be safe, absolutely safe, and God, during the first months of Chapati's life, when we had to travel from Nepal to Thailand. It was a very, very short flight, and it was impossible in that time which we had to travel in any other ways. So in that cases, Chapati was traveling in as a fright. Yeah, everything was okay. She was fine. She didn't look, but it was only 2 hours. It's a big difference. 2 hours or 17 hours. Still, she was in quite a nice mood. She didn't look scared. Like what has changed? In those times, Chapati was with us only for a few months, and our bonds were not that much strong as they are now. I mean, bonds from both sides. I think that today, after 2.5 years, she would probably feel bored there. Maybe she would miss us. But in that times, like, it was okay. I'm still very thankful for your live stream. Don't worry. Thank you, Freya. God, really, like there are days when you feel that everything goes not in the way which you wanted them to be, and when I get nervous, I'm really a bad how this word is called. Bad. Собеседник, я имею в виду, если меня кто-то на русском слушает, собеседник. Interlocutor? Companion. But I just mean the companion with whom you talk. Yeah. So, your question about how it worked with them. For us, it worked okay when we had short flights. We know many people who even traveled like from Europe to the USA, and everything went fine. Of course, probably it's better to double check the rating of airlines. I mean, especially все пропало. Пацаны, все пропало. Я лошара. Reviews, yeah. To check reviews beforehand, because I think that some airlines are better with that, some are worse. Like the guys which want to travel to Belgium with not travel, actually move to Belgium with their dog. They told that they read that Lufthansa is quite good. The reviews tell that it's quite good. So, yep. One more thing about traveling as a cargo. Double check your dog's health. You should be sure that there are no problems with heart. And some dogs who are brachycephalic, like the ones with short noses, they can also have problems with their it's not breathing, how it's called, дыхание, breaths, yeah. So just check your dog's health, consult veterinarian, and this could be fine. Okay, guys, I'm going, not guys, but Freya, I think you're probably the only one who's watching me now. Sorry for my mood. Sorry for all the words which I couldn't remember in time. Sorry for my I definitely need to go because notebook is wants to sleep. Yeah. I want to say one word, but sumburность, confusion. Yeah. Confusion is the best word which describes me today. Thank you for the stream. Well done. Perfectionism sucks. Wow, Valentine, thank you. You remind me about the my initial idea. I wanted to fight my perfectionism. Yeah. And today, everything was absolutely imperfect. Yeah. Okay, see you later. Maybe we'll have next time someday. Maybe not. Maybe yes. And it will be better, I'm sure. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. End stream. And